again.
What?
It's coming back. It's coming
Is
back.
that like a thing?
No, it's because it's so greasy.
Oh,
Well,
is it
that's a hell
greasy?
of an opening, isn't it?
Oh, are we open?
I mean, y'all
Well,
said y'all were
well,
ready, and I was going live, so yeah.
You know that doesn't mean we're ready.
I
Just
even
because we said
asked.
we're ready, we're
I
ready.
even asked and clarified if you guys had anything else that needed to be, any other crap that needed to be said before, like, and you're all like, "Nah, we're good." And as soon as
Rabbit
I'm getting
Hills?
ready to hit live, Ray's like, "Are you rubbing Vaseline on your camera again?" What's up,
I mean, who of us
everybody?
just hasn't?
This is gonna be awesome.
We're back
did
for
it
more
even
Lord of the
come?
Rings if we can ever get to play in it again.
Nope.
This is our Lesser Rings campaign, and yeah, we're super excited to spend the next 3 sessions in this tavern, in the
It's
Prancing
very
Pony.
fitting that we're meandering so much because we're in a tavern.
Yep, it's the tavern atmosphere is already getting to us, and we haven't even actually started in the tavern. But Kevin, it's all you, bud. I'm ready to play and get going. So if you're ready, you're welcome to take over and get us there. Take us into Middle Earth.
Gotta open up
Excellent.
Roll20.
Yeah, welcome back, everyone. Let's dive into Middle Earth. Last session was a slow meandering walk across Eriador from the Hill of Weathertop along the east-west road in their little caravan. Some interactions happening between the groups as the Fellowship is continuing to build its bonds, I guess. It arrived in Bree, passing through the east gate into the town itself, which is provided Marikar with a new sight, I guess, new experience, as he'd never seen 2-story buildings before. He'd never seen buildings built like this before. He'd never seen so many people living in one place before. Not only that, he'd never seen a hobbit before, thinking that they are small children smoking pipes. He was being trying to be as helpful as possible, carrying some of the wounded, trying to find direction. And Marikar getting a little bit confused about the whole situation. He eventually was directed to a school where the wounded could maybe get some healing. Pretty much literally dropping them off as he was carrying them most of the time. He almost got into, the group almost got into an altercation with one of the Bree wardens, a young lad. The first signs of a wispy beard coming through, very eager, very keen, sharp-eyed, supposedly. He was watching the group intently, and he told them so, that he was watching them, that he was going to be keeping a very close eye on them to make sure they're not going to cause trouble. He left, however, just a little bit intimidated by, I believe, Marikar and the rest of the group, and he left, making his way away from the party. We ended up the session with the group arriving at the Inn of the Prancing Pony, where they were greeted by the tavern keeper, Barleyman Butterbur, a pretty much jolly fat man, rosy cheeks, short, but pretty jolly and seemingly kind-hearted. He directed our 4 companions into a quiet room around the corner from the common room, which was filling up. And that is where we finished, with the group awaiting food and drink. It is just getting to the evening now. The sun setting out to the west over the sea. Not that you can see the sea from here, but We know that it's that way. As the group are sitting around a table in a quiet parlour just off the common room, they have a hearty stew in front of them, a pint of ale, which I believe some of you weren't drinking, Aurelian and Rook.
Oh, you were drinking it, Rook.
Marikar also wasn't drinking it because he wanted a cider. He they did go and get him a cider. However, it was alcohol-wise quite weak, and it's more like a juice. The fermentation process maybe not completed. They don't quite know how to make a good cider out here. And that is where we are going to start off. The four of you sitting around the table in the Inn of the Prancing Pony. It is afternoon. The glow of the sun maybe coming through the window as you came in. What are you guys talking about? What are you discussing? What are your plans? What are your thoughts? As I'm going to just transfer you all onto the Inn of the Prancing Pony map.
Ooh. Marikar he'd be kind of messing with his cider and not really liking it. He'd look over to names. I know names.
Rook,
Oh,
Damrod.
yes, Damrod. He would look over to Damrod and say, I wasn't paying attention. And he'd kind of be like, what was that person talking about? He seemed really important.
What person are you referring to?
Oh, were we not just like talking to someone in the tavern who gave us information about something?
I don't know. Were we?
We were.
I don't know. I was, yeah. I was on hour like 30 something of being awake at that point.
Well, see, I've slept since that session, so.
Remember, I was asking after Timaeus from the barkeep, and he said he died.
Oh yeah, that was you talking to somebody. That's
the uncle's name was Nathaniel or something like that.
We're not looking for Timaeus, so it's whatever.
Yeah, we're looking for Timaeus.
Yeah. Damrod would probably look to Aurelion when Marikar asks about that and just mention that I believe Aurelion and Rook are looking for that information.
His name was...
It's kind of like a question. It's asked like a question because even Damrod doesn't really know why yet.
His name was Timaeus, and he knew someone that may have had a lead on something we're looking for. An old piece of jewelry that belonged to our family. But given that he is dead, I'm not entirely sure where that leaves us. Halbarad, and he looks over to Damrod, was the one who gave me that information, and I don't suppose you mentioned you knew nothing of Timaeus. I don't suppose you know anyone in this town who could give us a lead?
Do I know anyone in this town that could give us a lead?
Give me a traditions check.
First roll of the night.
Let's see how it goes.
Traditionally not well.
That's unfortunate.
That's 4.
Nate, I'm going to say no at the moment, but I'll send you a message in a second. A 4. Yeah. You know of some people who do appreciate the Rangers, that they tend to keep their head down. and they're very few and far between because the Rangers are sort of suspicious to most people. But there's enough people in town that are that have been helped by them. Um, so unfortunately, you haven't been here enough. You haven't managed to build up those um, bonds and that reputation quite yet with the group, with the town.
I don't believe that I have anyone in Bree that I know of that can help us, or help you rather, and us if you decide that you do need the help.
He kind of looks between you two. What business do you have here? Do you have anything that would keep you here? Or are you perhaps looking for something a little bit more adventurous?
Okay, so I, as the player, am laughing, not actual Damrod, because this question has been asked every session so far.
We gotta keep up the tradition, man.
And Damrod is
Yeah,
just
literally, we're like, damn, Rod, why are you here in this session?
Damrod's just like,
I don't know.
I was just traveling the road and saw the caravan. Decided to help them get where they were going. And met Marikar along the way as he was traveling with the caravan.
Yes, as you've said before, but
He doesn't even go here.
you've said that before, but
And you
you
keep
have
asking, and the answer does not change.
well, the situation has changed. The caravan has arrived. What are your plans from here?
Oh yes, I was offered employment by the tavern keeper. I must stay.
Can I roll to see if he's messing with me?
Oh, he is
Yeah.
100% dripping with sarcasm.
I'm just glaring at you.
Marikar looks concerned that you just got a job here. He's like, so you're not coming with us?
To shift this conversation to someone who's a little bit more intelligent, and I look directly at Marikar.
He's like, yeah. What do you need?
What are your plans from here on out? Do you intend to stay here in Bree and work with the son of Halvarod? Are you going elsewhere? We could potentially use someone with your, let's say, proficiency with an axe.
And he looks a little kind of uncomfortable, and he also gets more serious than you've seen him recently. And he would say, "Well, actually, I'm here looking for someone, a woman from my village, a good friend, and well, she came out this way and didn't really give any explanation on what she was doing. So, in concern for Nyla, I'm tracking her down, but in a non creepy or stalkerish way. It's simply just to check on a very dear friend, and you see that his cheeks are getting all
Aww.
rosed up.
I'd glare at him with squinty eyes, like, how dear are we talking?
Oh man, she's the best. And he starts going off on like how like just the little things that she would do, which don't really bring any significance to her character. It's just like the way that she like wiped her mouth when she ate, or like little stupid things. And he would just talk about how one time she like saved a little chipmunk and nursed it back to health, and it
America. Okay.
Oh, sorry, but was that
Sorry.
was that too much?
Some may say yes. Personally, I loved it, but I could tell Aurelion's getting annoyed.
Oh, he's like super intrigued by this. He does not look annoyed at all.
I pawned it off on.
He's just
Aurelion.
like, just smiling.
Yeah, and you see he's got just a big old cheese on his face, and and very just like red, like as red as a dimension door. And and he would yeah, and he'd say, last I heard, she was somewhere in the city. I don't know if she's gone past here or not. But yeah, that's why I traveled away from home.
Did it not did you not think to ask anyone about this? This is the first any of us are hearing of it, and we're not from here, so there's no way we could help you with it.
Well, if you aren't from here, then yeah, if you aren't from this city, then it didn't seem pressing for you all. It's kind of my own personal thing. I didn't want to bother you with any of my troubles.
Correct, but you've
Uh,
never asked anyone here, not even the Caravanseers, from what I can tell.
well, we got time. I'm sure she's around here somewhere at least. Um, patience. It's just kind of a you can't get everything done in one day. And I've enjoyed my time exploring the city and meeting some new faces. It's just no reason to be in a rush, I guess.
For someone who has an expiration date, you sure do take your time with things.
Well, we're not here for a long time, but I feel it's important to really enjoy the time that we do have because every second's precious.
He does kind of grin along to that, which is like, this is the first time he seemed happy all day.
Around this time, the door sort of to the room gets pushed open, and the noise from outside is beginning to build and escalate. So it's starting to sound a lot noisier than when you first arrived. The sound of conversation, a cheer, the slamming of maybe a mug on a tankard on a table, someone shouting over the crowd. There's just a busyness about the inn that's starting to come through the doors as Nob, the hobbit, if I didn't mention it last time, opens the door. Can I help any of you with anything else? How's your meals? Do you need more ale or cider?
Perhaps Rose?
A refill.
Oh yes. Is that 4? Yes.
Yes.
He-
Yes.
he-
4. Yes.
He's
4.
acting quite impatiently at the door, like shuffling around. You hear someone shout, "More ale!"
Marikar would ask, like, have we had any food yet?
Yeah, we have
Yeah,
potato soup.
you've literally got
Okay, gotcha.
a bowl of potato and leek stew with some carrots and turnips.
Oh man, so many different things. That's so cool. He would ask if, excuse me, Hob, and he's holding in his laughter because he just thinks this thing is so adorable. And he's like, "Do you have any bread? Just plain bread?"
And he sort of gets on his tiptoes to kind of see. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't bring it. Yes, quick! And he slams the door as more shouting for more service comes from the hallway behind him. And he shuns the door, and he runs off.
Yeah, Marikar would wait like 3 seconds and then he would just unload some laughter. And then he'd like crouch at the table and like poke his little head up. And then he'd lift up on his tippy toes and be like, "Do you need any more?" And then he'd be like, "I'm so sorry. It was, oh my God, they're the best. Can we get one?"
No, what? Is slavery acceptable where you come from?
Slavery?
seem-
No.
Does anybody else notice they seem quite nervous?
It does sound busy out there.
Did anybody else notice that They're eager to help, but it's almost like they're hurrying for some reason.
It does sound quite busy out in the lobby of the tavern.
Well, I mean, there was like 7 people when we came in. That's got to be packed, right?
It definitely sounds like more than 7 people
That's like a
Oh
whole
my
town,
goodness.
Marikar.
You mean the
Are they
whole
having-
town is in here? No way.
If there's 7 out there, it must be all of them.
Don't encourage him.
Okay, no, see here,
This sounds like fun.
damn Rod, this is a trick you're playing on me. I know with all these 2-story houses here, I know there's more than 7 people here. I saw 7 of the little guys at least. What are they called again?
Hobbits. They are
Hobbits.
they are fully grown people.
They don't get bigger than that?
Nope. You've seen dwarves before, haven't you?
Well,
Well, yeah, but like
it depends on
dwarves-
how much
dwarves
they
are-
eat.
he's just shocked, like jaw dropped, and goes, "You can feed them more and they grow bigger." Like, is it just in their feet though? Because that's the funniest part.
It's like they have a carpet on their feet. On the top
Yeah.
of their feet.
You wait, carp like an animal skin rug.
Except it comes out of the top of their foot.
They are furry feet. I love them. We
Fuzz
should
foot.
befriend. Can we bring Hob along with us?
His name is Knob, first of all.
Oh,
I don't know how well he would do out there. You do well because you were made for the farm, but hobbits don't tend to leave places like Bree.
oh. Wait, so there's like hobbits all over the place?
You never heard of the Shire?
Where?
No.
Hobbits tend to live in smaller areas, more naturing areas.
Oh.
More like what you're looking like, but prettier for sure.
Well, I'm sure we would be great friends then.
You could try to befriend him when he comes back. Ask him along on the adventure.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not really great at meeting people. Damrod just kind of came along.
He
Oh, yeah.
Nob backs through the door carrying this basket piled with like rolls, different types of rolls. It's not just one shape; it's a few different shapes, different groundings been used. And he kind of backs in through the door, and he turns, and he kind of waddles over, and he reaches up and puts it on the table. And as before the door even shuts behind him, he hears more shouting for service.
Excuse me. What's going on down there?
Oh, it's just a busy night. Yes. We've had more visitors come up from the south recently, and the inn is rather full, busier than I've ever seen it. Really.
Visitors from the south. Have they been through here before?
No, we get some caravans from the south, but not this many. Some aren't even caravans though. They're just peoples just coming looking for homes.
What kind of peoples are they? Are they like you, or are they more like us?
Sort of looks down. Oh, none are like me. No. More like yourselves. Big folk. Yeah, from south. And he's like, he's at any pause or silent moment in the conversation, he's moving towards the door in a hurry.
Yes, you can leave. You seem busy.
Yeah. Door opens. Noise continues to flood in every so often whenever the door opens.
Come back, be my friend.
Oh, did you say something? Did you need something else? Okay, he's gone.
Marikar would look over to the party and say, "Is that how you make friends?"
No.
Oh.
That's how we got here.
Sounded
isn't it?
creepy.
Well, yeah. Like I thought I mean, that's basically what I did with you guys, and now we're best friends.
It was a little creepy.
Okay. Let's keep. Okay.
A little less like,
Okay. Uh-huh.
oh my God, be my friend. It's like, it's not how it works.
So more direct and confident.
How did you become friends with this Nilla person?
Who? What? Are you talking to me?
How did you become friends with your lady companion if you're not sure?
I've known Nyla since I was able to walk. I mean, we live in the same village, and there's only about 30 of us, but I mean, we're always hanging out. We did chores together, and we tended to the livestock together. I mean, we were basically inseparable our whole lives. So it was easy because she's just always been there, and when she left, it's like, now she's not. And he'd look a little sad, but trying to hide it through smiles.
Can she swing an axe like you?
I mean, I don't want to sound up of myself. No, that's not the phrase. Into myself, topped off. I don't want to seem topped off of myself, but I can swing a pretty damn good axe.
No.
But no, she's always been more of a kind, sweet, just wonderful, calming person.
At this point, Rook's just kind of poking at him.
And yeah, Marikar just thinks they're all genuine questions, and he's very excited to talk about her.
Hey, Kevin, between the door opening, can I peek through and see what kind of people are here?
Yeah, so on the map, I've put you all in the little private room. And number 1 is the common room. So you have to look around the corner, and there's some doors in between still, but effectively, you won't be able to see.
Mm. Can we tell by their accents?
Give me perception check.
Nailed it.
Yeah, I mean, you hear a lot of locals, a lot of local accents. You do hear a few dwarves, especially the loudest ones are probably the dwarven calling for service. And you're able to maybe just pick up a different accent, one that you remember from your past, and it was from when you stopped at the inn at Farbad.
Does it sound like the same voice, or is it just the same accent?
No, you only catch a small snippet of what was being said or whatever, cheered, and it was just an accent. It's a very thick accent up here at Bree, what you've worked out. Oh, very much like this, you see. Like that sort of accent. Whereas that was a little bit clearer, a little bit more piercing.
I will turn to Rook after we hear one of those dwarvish yells, and I'll just whisper, "Seems like there might be dwarves here. Definitely keep that hood up."
Oh, great.
Ever dealt with
more
dwarves?
More stout, angry, tiny, bearded people.
Do you not like dwarves?
Dwarves don't like us.
And we don't like them generally.
Why is that?
Why does anyone not like anyone?
I genuinely have no idea.
I've met a good enough dwarf. I've studied some of their stuff. They're interesting people. Very loud and obnoxious, but decent enough.
Aurelian, the elves from Rivendell have tended to have um, a lot better relationship with dwarves in the past than the Woodland Realm elves. You are two different cultures, effectively. Um, how your father was a Noldor high elf, your mother was a Sindar wood elf. That's the difference between like the two of you two, effectively. So the Noldor elves, the high elves, have tended in the past to have better relationships because the Noldor are um, they like law, they like craft, and so you've shared a lot of similarities between dwarves and yourselves, the craftsmanship. I mean, the dwarves maybe don't like elves in general, for the most part, but in the past, your two kindreds have tended to get along okay.
Right, gotcha.
Um, yeah, so you can hear a troop of dwarves potentially, some commoners from local Bree, and potentially some people from Farbad in the south, and that these are most likely the southerners that Nobbers just spoke to you about.
Marikar is gonna go out to the common room. He's gonna get up and say, "Well, given that there's a lot of people here, I'm just gonna peek outside and check to see if I uh, see Nyla. It's about midday, isn't it?
No, it's the evening.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah,
Uh,
so it's in the evening, and he would say, if I don't see her today, I guess I'll get started. Maybe we can spend the day working on our own stuff, and we'll meet up tomorrow for dinner."
Fair enough. Rook, do you think that we might be able to squeeze a little bit of information from these locals?
I don't really see why not. We go down there nonchalantly, kind of like we're supposed to be there. Maybe they'll talk to us.
Just act like you belong, and they'll believe that.
Hood up.
And Damrod, what? I'm loath to be asked this question, but what will you do from here?
Sit back and watch the show. If the three of you are going to go mingle with the crowd and try to get information, should be interesting. Might sit back here in the corner, in the stark corner, and smoke my pipe. Have
Just
the bottom half of my face show as I take a pull at the important moment when the camera turns to me.
just like that hero of yours, I suppose.
He's
It
probably done that.
It looked ridiculous when he did it, so it'll look ridiculous when you do it.
Americar is probably will just kind of take a seat and watch. Like he doesn't have a direction in Bree, so he probably would leave the room we're in if you guys are all doing the same, and just take another seat if there's an available seat, kind of out in the common room, just watching and observing and taking note of what's going on in the town, picking up, doing what rangers do, I assume, and picking up, as much information as he can get about the happenings.
So you get up and you leave the small room that you're in, and it's a lot bigger than what your tokens are displaying at the moment. You know, there's probably 8 tables in this room that you're in, small round tables, and you get up and you go, and as Marikar leaves, he opens the door, and now that you're right by the door and you're walking down the corridor, Marikar, there's almost like a wall of sound that assaults you. especially as you continue to
Yeah.
walk closer and closer. And the only time you've maybe heard this much, right, is when there's been a gathering of like the villages in a great tent to have a great discussion.
Hmm.
You know, a,
Or there are seasonal roll call to see who's died.
yeah, that's very close as well. Like you have the maybe spring festival
Hmm.
where a lot of the villages gather together and
Right.
have this celebration, and they set up like a pavilion in the middle of nowhere effectively,
Yeah.
and you'll have like 5 6 villages all gathered together, and under one pavilion you'll have all these sort of leaders of the village, as well as like I guess mostly the leaders. And like whenever they've had like this debate about the
Hmm.
goings on and the how things should be directed for your peoples, that's what it sounded like. It sounded like a heated debate, although
Mm.
there isn't like you can't make out what's being said. It's just
Yeah.
a cacophony of different accents, voices, sounds, and as you get closer and closer, it's just assaulting you. And
Yeah.
you
Marikar
step
is very
through,
uncomfortable.
you tentatively probably you get
Hmm.
to the doorway and you look through the doorway, and there are so many people here.
Oh my
Like
goodness.
people are being crammed in to this one room, and it is number one on the map that
Hmm.
you're getting to. And like I said, like you, even one of those gatherings of like the leaders of the villages, there wouldn't be this many people in the room at this time, and it's just assaulting you.
Yeah. Marikar, he kind of, as he opens the door and he walks around the corner here down the hallway, like if anyone were to see him, you would see that he's visibly like squinting at just the the noise is just, it feels like it's a bubble around his head and just making all the noise, and he stops, but he kind of peeks around the corner and he sees everyone. And I mean, immediately I can see him like maybe his vision starts like getting kind of foggy around the corners, and he's like almost tunnel vision and trying to see everything. He can't quite hear. He's all he hears is at that point is maybe just goes inwards, and he can hear his heartbeat, and everything else is real muffled. And I'm actually going to make a little bit of a roll here.
Aurelian, Rook, Damrod, you're following Marikar as this happens.
Yeah, I would think Marikar being like turning around the corner and seeing everything that's going on, his face gets real pale, and he might like almost pass out, and he would just start backing up, and he would just start heading to the back room again, pushing past Aurelion and Rook.
What's his problem?
Probably not used to all this. Probably too overstimulating.
He needs to get it together.
Do you not find this a little jarring? You don't come from a place with too many people either.
I would look around, probably like, oh, I didn't notice.
Yeah, Rook, you probably your peoples maybe party a little bit more than the high elves. To be fair, um, the Elven King throws a good party, either out in the woods in the Mirkwood or just in his halls in general. You usually have some strong wines come up from Lake Town, and yeah, you cut loose occasionally. Rivendell, I'll allow Aurelian to describe what Rivendell sort of get together is like.
It's very posh and formal, but Aurelian being the kind of person he was, he used to love pulling pranks with Rook. Just just to mix it up how quiet it was despite all the people.
Except when Elrond got mad, then you could probably hear him across the land.
Yeah, it's kind of worth it.
He never could really ever catch us in the act, so he could never really punish us. Although he knew,
Yeah.
but he
But
couldn't
catching
never.
us is a different story.
I wonder how good his vision actually was. What he actually saw in his visions.
I think you were the main cause of that because I got caught doing a lot of stuff, but whenever you were there, we got away with everything.
It's all about how quiet you are.
Mhm.
You're kind of you used to stumble. Now you're light-footed as well.
Working on it.
Damrod?
Are you guys like name dropping and as we're standing in the common room right now,
No.
We're totally whispering.
trying to talk about being like discreet and dropping Elrond and Mirkwood and
I thought we were doing
Rivendell?
that out of character.
Well, that's what I was asking, just to make sure, because
No, we're being discreet as heck.
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean, there's plenty of noise coming from the common room for you to disguise that. Yeah, so how do you react to Marikar kind of doing a backpedal? Do you help him out at all?
I probably put a kind of a hand on his shoulder and just check on him. Arakar.
He's physically hyperventilating.
Maybe. Did you see your lady friend?
I to be very honest, I didn't even make it that far. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why I'm so. I don't know why I can't go in there.
Take it one step at a time. If you need to step back into this room, we have plenty of time. Remain here and let the party clear out if we need to.
Yeah, you don't need to stay in here with me. I don't want to be a burden. I think I'll just hang out here for a little bit. Maybe if it gets quieter, I'll come out. And you see, he's still just kind of like he's trembling in his hands, and he's probably like picking at like his what's that little skin piece around your fingernail?
The quick.
The
Yeah.
what?
The
I think
cuticle.
that's for animals, Kevin.
Okay.
The
Okay.
quit?
Yeah.
But yeah, well, we might just call it a cuticle in America. I don't
Yeah.
know. But yeah, he'd be like picking at his cuticle and stuff, and like really just like nervous fidgeting. And he's still like sweating, pale face.
It's around this time as this conversation and these events are happening in the hallway that you hear the front door to the inn like swing open and bang open forcefully, and you hear someone, quick, you gotta come, there's a ghost, a large thing, it's huge. And you quickly hear the noise in the common room begin to die down and turn, and it changes from this different conversations, all these different conversations happening, to like people first of all stopping their conversation before they start mumbling and muttering to themselves. I saw it with my own eyes, I did. It was huge. It came out the shadows. Come, quick, you'll see it. Come on. This is a pretty young voice. A Bree Lander, certainly.
I will grab Rook and we'll both. Charlie's not here, but we'll both run out.
Okay. Yeah. Damrod, Marikar.
Marikar will probably sit back and say, "Oh, I'll be right behind you. I just need a second."
This could be a good reason for you to get out of this crowd and get some fresh air. May help you.
That's a good point. And he immediately starts like a speed walking out.
As you step into the common room, you see that all the attention is focused on a young man, a young Breelander, a head of hair, a moppish head of hair, thick and black. The early signs of a beard developing. And he's standing there. You can see sweat dripping down his face. He's panting and breathing heavily. And he's standing there, like, hands on his knees. You got to believe me. I saw it. I was in the graveyard and he came out. It came out. It was by my uncle's grave. I ran. And you can see some of the locals going, Tom, what are you talking about? What are you talking about, boy? You're talking nonsense. Why have you been down to your uncle's grave? Quick, quick before it goes. Quick, you'll see it. No, stop talking nonsense, boy. We'll talk more sense. As some of the commoners, the locals are trying to get information out of him.
I will run up to him and be like, "Well, if there is a ghost, then show us the way before it disappears, boy."
You see? And he sort of looks at you, and you've got your hood, your cowl sort of pulled over, and he's trying to peer inside, but the light's not like.
Yeah.
See? This one believes me. Why don't you all believe me? Someone from the crowd says, That's because you're always making up these tales, boy. Listen too much of your uncle's stories. Leave your uncle in peace.
I will give a look to Rook, like we may have just looked out. If it's someone who's telling stories and has recently died, could be our man.
I'm not telling stories, honest. You gotta come. Quick, it's gonna go. No, boy. Settle down. You're gonna give your pa a real heart attack, you are. Troubling him so, causing trouble. You didn't even carry your uncle's body to his grave. You should have been there, and you wasn't. Now we find you playing in the graveyard. You got to believe me, honest.
Is there a?
And you can see that. Go on.
Can I roll like an insight on him? Just see if he's see kind of like what his state of mind seems to be.
Yeah, definitely. If anyone else wishes to make a roll, you can.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Damrod with a high roll. How about that?
Oh, no.
Rook's blasé about this. Ugh, humans.
Humans and the human problems.
You see that the boy is flustered, but he's got an earnest look in his eye. Whatever he's saying, he 100% believes what he saw and what he's saying, that a ghost, something big, came out of the shadows down the graveyard supposedly, and was by his uncle's grave.
Damrod would approach him and just say, Take me to where you saw the ghost, boy. We'll get to the bottom of this.
And he looks at you, noticing that you're a ranger. See? Rangers, they know what they're talking about. They do. They know the wilds. He believes me.
Let's reserve the belief for after we've seen what's happening.
Oh, always telling tales, this one. I wouldn't believe him, Ranger. Always pulling pranks he was. Heard too many of his uncle's stories.
I would pipe up and say, lead the way, young one.
Yeah, quick, come on. And he turns and he kind of gives everyone a kind of sneer look as he goes out the room. And you can all hear like the tutting behind his back.
Just everyone simultaneously.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're screaming us.
Yeah.
Was anyone studying the room at all?
No, I sure wasn't.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Unfortunately not.
No, I was watching the boy.
He leads you out of the tavern, out of the inn, and he begins to quickly hurry to the south, leading down the south road. He's walking quite quickly, not running, because he's still trying to catch his breath, but he's pacing, like ahead of you, leading you down the trail towards the south gate.
This is not where we came in, right? We came in.
He came
the
in
other
from
gate.
the east.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
How much further?
Well, we've got to get out the gate, and then we head south a bit across the road, and the grave's just there. It's just off a track. It's where we bury all our deads.
And does this dead have a name? You mentioned your uncle.
Aye, me Uncle Timmy. He passed away a few days ago.
And Aurelian like brights up, like he should not be this happy hearing this voice, but he just turns over to Rook like, got him.
Marikar just looks at you and clears his throat, and just gives you the most disappointing look ever.
Marikar does?
Yeah, I'm assuming so. No, Damrod does.
I was real confused because Marikar is gonna lean over to Damrod and say, "Ghosts aren't real, right?"
Oh, but they are.
Do you consider the shadow ghost?
Well, no, because shadows, they follow us around all the
No,
time. Like
not
he was.
not your shadow, the shadow.
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
We'll find out if ghosts are real in a moment.
Okay. Should I use my club or my axe?
The axe, you're the best with it. You kill more with it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a ghost. Can't we like blow up its brain or something? And he looks over at Aurelion.
I kind of like smack you, like, be quiet.
Ghosts aren't
He-
real anyway, so it's fine.
He's got a point, Aurelion. Can you do that on command?
He's just gonna drop his voice. Don't say this in front of a child.
Hey, I am 18 years old. I am not a child.
To
You're
us, you're a child.
You're 18.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Wait, I think he's 18. He's like 17 or 18, something like that.
Straight
He's
up.
a baby.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
the-
He's a toddler.
the lad that you're following looks about a similar age to like Marikar, 17, 18, 19, maybe 19 due to his beard. Well, he's flourishing facial hair, I guess.
Does Marikar have any facial hair?
No, he's clean. No, yeah, he has like a little peach fuzz goatee.
That's adorable. He is a baby.
He's been growing it so hard. It's a really strong
Toddler
like,
with a
peach
beard.
fuzz, though. Yeah.
Does anybody ask anything of the young man you're following?
Explain this ghost a little more if you can.
Yeah, he's walking and he's like ushering you on. It was huge, grey. It was moving pretty slowish, but
Did you see through it?
no.
So are you
No.
sure it was a ghost?
Yeah, it was in the graveyard. It was in the graveyard. It must have been a ghost, right? It was massive. It was bigger than the gate, and you
You
can see
were
the
in the
gate.
you were in the graveyard. You're not a ghost.
Yeah, but
Oh, that's a good point.
He's not massive though.
it's
Ooh,
huge. It was.
also a good point.
I couldn't describe it. Never seen anything
Like-
like it.
Big, like us? Big or like bigger than us?
Bigger than the gate.
Oh wow.
Marikar stops.
If anyone would like to give me, if Aurelian, Rook, and Damrod would like to give me a shadow lore roll, then you can.
Cool.
Damn, y'all suck. Hey, there we go.
Hey.
Damrod.
Marikar doesn't even know what the shadow is, and he could probably roll higher than us.
Yeah, Rook and Aurelian, you are probably just distracted thinking about that you've maybe found someone. Damrod, you by his description, he's maybe describing a troll.
I'll probably mention that like quietly. Try not to let the boy hear, but
Is he
kind of whisper
is he
to the other
trolling
two.
us?
Boo.
I think that this boy may have seen a troll.
He said a ghost.
I believe he's frightened.
Look, at the very least, this is someone who knows who we're looking for. So maybe if we help him with his problem, he'll be more inclined to give us some information.
Okay, if we must. I'm not sure how keen I am about fighting another troll.
Well, we don't have the horses with us this time.
I know I can't jump off of it.
Find something else to jump off of. It'll have a similar result.
Okay, I would probably have my bow in one of my hands underneath my cloak, with the arrow kind of in my other, just ready to go.
Marikar, you're definitely gonna need your axe for this one.
Okay, like I've heard stories about a troll. I've never seen one. Are they dangerous? Like I know they're probably dangerous, but any advice?
Have you ever faced something as big as the Gate of Bree?
I mean, there was one hell of a brown bear in our neighborhood at one point, but that's not quite as big as the gate.
And how did you feel facing it?
Oh, we just shoot it away.
Let's just say
Can-
it won't be that simple.
Oh, well, do we have to fight the troll?
If we
Or-
must.
More than likely.
Well, I mean, it doesn't seem like he's doing anything wrong. He's just hanging out at the graveyard.
Well, how long
Potentially
until
eating people.
how long until the brown bear leaves the the graveyard, so to say, and starts eating the people inside the town.
I mean, it seems uncomfortable for me to, I guess you could say, punish something that's might do a crime later.
No one's said anything about killing it yet or punishing it yet. We don't even know that it's actually a troll.
Okay.
And you
We
mentioned not. Go ahead.
we just must be prepared.
Okay. I can do that.
What was that you were saying, Aurelion?
You mentioned not knowing what the shadow is. If this is a troll, then it's not necessarily the same as you and I, not even the same as a big brown bear. It is more akin to maybe a tornado, a volcano, a destructive force of nature that's just there to destroy.
They don't provide any benefit to anything else. Doesn't eat pests or scare away
It's-
dangerous predators.
I
Really?
mean, some. Never mind.
The only benefit it gives is not to us, not to the good people of this world.
Hmm. Well, I mean, you all are from here. I will trust your judgments and act accordingly.
You get to the gate, and you're having this sort of conversation as uh, the young man is at the gate arguing and gestating to the person on the gate to open up and let him through. Um, Eventually, the person on the gate, you see, shakes his head and goes up and begins to twist the bolt, the bar, the wooden bar that's on there, and opens the gate a little, um, just enough to let you lot out. Um, and the lad is like there, come on, quick, it'll be gone else. Come on.
We're coming. You do your part, we'll do ours.
Doesn't seem like a bad thing if it goes somewhere else.
Unless that else is populated.
Well, this has to be like the biggest city around.
Not quite.
He stops for a second and thinks, "Wow, a bigger city." And he pictures 3-story houses all around.
You leave the gate, and in front of you is a sea of darkness as it's nighttime and only the two elves have dark vision. Um, Tom crosses the causeway that leads over the dike that surrounds Bree itself, and he runs down to where the path joins the east-west road. He dips off the side of the path in the darkness, and you can see him sort of scrambling, looking around for something.
Well, what is it you're looking for?
Well, if we're going to look for something, I'm going to need torches. We're going to need light. I'll chuck my pack down here. Ah, found it. And you see sort of, you see it and Rook sees it. He pulls out a pack and he digs in it and he pulls out 2 torches. And he begins to strike some flint to get it lit.
What are you doing? You want them to see you coming?
No, no, but we we're gonna need light. And he looks up to the sky and he sees like that there's clouds passing over the stars and over the moon itself. So the moon's not providing a great amount of light. Um,
And Damrod speaks up and speaks like not not in like a yell, but a little louder than normal, just to like prove the point. But uh, he's gonna kind of look towards Rook and say, "We need to see where we're going."
All right. Oh, bad. My mistake, Deborah.
he gets two torches lit, and he holds it out towards the nearest one. Which one of you would be the nearest one?
Probably Damrod. I imagine he was kind of the first one out with the kid.
Yeah. He passes it to you. There you go, Ranger. You know what you're doing out these parts, right? Come on, quick. And he gets a bit of a hurry on once more, hurrying along down to the. He finds a little side path, and the three of you, the four of you, with the aid of the torches, can see that it's not a natural path. No, so it's not a purposely man-made path, but it's a well-trodden path.
Like an animal trail.
Sort of, yeah. Maybe it was an animal trail. It's certainly been used a lot more than just an animal trail. That it veers off the main road and is heading south of the main road itself. And he turns down this and he's following it. It's just up here. As it slopes up, that's where the graveyards are.
Well, you two with the torches go on ahead. We'll not be far behind.
Could we kind of?
Bef-
Could we
bef-
kind of? Go ahead. Go ahead.
before I answer that, are you guys revealing the fact that you're elves, or are you guys still trying to hide it?
I'm trying to hide it.
Oh yeah, I still have the hood up.
Because uh, Damrod will look at y'all and be like, "Do you need the second torch?"
Well, we're following you. If you have the torch, then we follow the torch. And everyone's eyes are good enough to see what is directly beneath them.
Just be careful.
Can Rook kind of hang not necessarily hang back, but kind of hide a little better as we approach?
Yeah, certainly.
Let me give you a. Stealth.
Okay. You approach, and it's maybe about 20 minutes off the road, about a mile or so, or just less than a mile, I guess. And you can tell that the gradient begins to go up into a hill of sorts. But the young man turns to the west and starts following a trail that branches off towards the west. The two elves, more so than those carrying the torches, you can see that ahead of you are burial mounds. You just start seeing a few of them, and you can see burial mounds. Whereas he's leading you away from the burial mounds. So you're coming from the north, and you turn to the right, and you're heading towards the west now. as you begin to like skirt around to the west side of this hill. You approach, and Damrod, you're just behind the young man, and you begin to see in the torchlight um, headstones, very crude, very simple headstones. Some of them look like they've been here for some time, and you can see that there's more of them, well beyond the sort of torchlight, and the path begins to snake between them and meander between them. They're not organized, they're not set in rows or anything. It's just a case of, oh, we'll bury this one here. Okay, well, I'll bury one here, then we'll bury one here and here, and it's very ad hoc to how they're laid out. And he stops. It's just a little bit way up the hill. It's where I saw him. I swear, I'm not lying. I swear. And he begins to go more cautiously and quietly, even though he's carrying a torch.
Yeah, I'm kind of listening to see if I hear any evidence, or and looking to see if I see any evidence of uh anything really, but especially a troll if I'm thinking troll.
Okay, give me a perception check.
18.
As you are progressing carefully behind the young man up the slope in between the graves, as you get higher up, you are beginning to notice that these ones are maybe a little bit newer. They're not as overgrown. They're a little bit better tended to. There may be people who have died, more recently, and you see you come to a plot where the stone, this headstone, has been sort of, it's out of the ground. It looks like it's maybe been pushed out, torn out, pulled out, and the loose earth or the mound or the dirt where the person would have been laid has been disturbed and dug up. And you see a few more within the torchlight, very similar, until you get to the spot where he's gone. He was here somewhere. Honest, I'll tell you. Honestly, I'm not lying. And he's looking around. Here, here's my uncle's. Oh, this is where it should have been. And he's got a confused look on his face as he's sort of spinning around, looking around at the ground. And you see again that this headstone that had been placed has been pulled out of the ground, disturbed. And the loose soil that was placed on top of, what a body would be, it's been completely dug up and disturbed. And whatever should have been in there, coffin wise, is ripped open or is open, and there is no body in there.
Kevin, can I look and see if there's any footprints around here?
Yeah, give me survival check. Oh no, yeah. Give me a perception as well.
Okay.
And investigation.
Well, one of those was good.
Yeah. You looking around, you see that there are plenty of places that have been disturbed. There's been, quite a lot of disturbance around here. You just can't work out if footprints or whatnot.
What about all the other graves? What happened to them?
we don't know. It's been happening like that for a while now. We don't know what's happened. We just thought that, well, they just burst out of their graves. That's why we don't bury any in Bree. We have to bury all our dead out here.
How long
Hold on.
has that been happening?
Over the last, I guess, a year or so, I think the rumors came out.
You say they burst out of their graves.
That's the rumor.
How has anyone seen that, or just the evidence of the graves being dug up?
He's shaking his head profusely. No one's seen it. Oh God, no one's usually out here after dark.
It may not. Do we? I mean, would we suspect what I suspect?
Which is that someone just grabbed them out.
Well,
Is that what
that's
you're
what
suspecting?
that's what I suspect with a troll. But
Mhm.
Nathan's brain thinks something else could be up as well. That's why he's asking.
Like I'm happy for you've been given sort of a description, and your character thinks what he is described as a troll. So, like, whatever you want to think, whatever you think Damrod is thinking, feel free to discuss or act upon.
It could be a troll is eating the remains.
Troll.
That's what I suspect as well.
Well,
Really?
that doesn't sound too bad. At least it's not eating live people. It's like see, trolls can serve a purpose. They
can eat.
It's kind of he's looking from one to the other of you like this. Like, what are you talking about, trolls? And he looks at you, Damrod. Do they really exist?
We'll find out shortly if trolls really exist.
You think there was a troll, not a ghost? It was grey. I thought trolls were green, brown, or something like that.
You must open your mind a bit more. It's more a troll is
stiffens up a bit.
A troll is more likely than the dead actually bursting out of their graves.
And you think it might have been a troll that took my uncle's body?
It's possible. And
when's the last time you heard of a ghost story of a ghost stealing someone's dead body?
I mean, well, my uncle used to tell me all sorts of stories. He used to be an adventurer. He did. He used to go out and do adventures and all that. He leans in as if to say something excitedly, but then, yeah, he used to be an adventurer. He used to go all over the place. He did.
And Damrod just looks over at Aurelion at that point.
Well, if there is a troll, then it might be smart to take care of it soon, because eventually it's going to run out of bodies to eat here, and it might start wandering into Bree to find other sources of food.
So, are the rest of you okay with finding out what's happening here?
Well, we've come this far.
He looks at
Yes.
Marikar at this point.
And Marikar looks at you.
Are you okay with this, Marikar?
Yes, yeah. Like I said, I'm trusting your judgment. If trolls are bad, then we must take care of them.
Damrod
Gonna
gives
get
you a
okay with
smile and a slap on the back.
So what's
So let's search.
what's your action? You want to search?
Marikar starts yelling out for the troll.
Nope, you do not. 'Cause
Troll!
Damrod would do everything possible to stop you.
Yes, he goes troll, and then a hand covers his mouth.
Just that small amount of sound carries across the land. Marikar, give me a D4, please.
That's a 2, good sir.
Okay. Damrod, you stop Marikar.
I attempt to.
Yeah, I mean, is Marikar resisting his attempt to stop you?
No, not at all. He's a pushover.
Yeah. You know the bit in Moria when the bucket falls down the well,
No.
Yes.
or where they're throwing stones.
Oh no, it doesn't.
In
Or where
Mario?
or where they're throwing stones in the lake before the thing.
Yes. Everyone but
Like-
Nate knows.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
In the Mines of Moria.
Oh, I
We're
thought you said
picking up
Mario.
Me too. I heard Mario too.
I heard Moria.
Yeah, where Pippin knocks the bucket down the well.
That's how we feel right now.
Next time, throw yourself down
That's
there.
how I feel right now.
Yeah. Like, because even that small sound, you can almost still hear echoing across the land.
Marikar.
And
While we need to
yeah.
find what is happening here, we don't need it finding us and creeping up on us without us knowing.
It's a troll. Do you think it's capable of that?
yeah, I thought we were looking for a troll, and I figured if I called out for a troll, at least something would come to us. Aren't
We
we
might
looking
have-
for the troll?
You don't hunt often, do you?
No, I excel at picking stuff up and putting it over there and chopping wood. That was mainly my job.
I imagine
Back at the
Marikar
village.
goes over to like the headstone of Timaeus, sort of picks it up and puts it back down in the right
Yeah,
place.
it's just that's actually how he comforts himself. He's like, I'm real nervous, so he just starts lifting tables and shit.
And Tom's like, that's my uncle's. I need that. I'm gonna pull out my bow and start searching for this troll that may or may not be approaching.
Same.
Okay. So you want to try and look around? What are you trying to do?
I will try to go a little bit further away from the fire to see if I can find anything there, because at least these three, they can't see. So maybe I can find something in our blind spot.
Okay. Yeah, you can. What's everybody else doing? Marikar is looking around using his eyes, or trying to listen.
I'll be kind of like fanning out, kind of almost like a flower shape, just trying to see if there's anything that we didn't notice earlier.
Okay. Yeah. Give me whatever sort of role you think is appropriate in regards to maybe perception, investigation, survival.
Would
Six-
nature be
same,
good?
as you, same as you, Damrod.
Is nature sufficient? Probably not, right?
Yeah, okay, nature.
Did you say could use survival for trying to pick up a trace and find it?
Yeah. Look at Nathan with all the good rolls tonight.
I'm gonna use
It
them
never
all up
happened.
before I go to Jarl's game, and then we're gonna get in this massive battle, and I'm gonna not have any good rolls.
You also don't have 3
Howdy.
inspiration like you do in this game.
Nope.
So, Marikar, you struggle to see anything without the light. In fact, you might even just keep looking in the torch and you get like light blind. Not used to being out with torches as such, and the importance of keeping it low or keeping it above your head so you don't look directly into the light. Rook, however, you are scanning the ground. You're scanning for potential routes, and you do find something. You find a shape in the ground that is quite unusual.
Mhm.
It's maybe on one of these like graves that were dug a while ago that hasn't been dug up, and it looks like toes, but it looks like it's huge. Damrod, you come over and you recognize that this is a footprint. This is a troll footprint, and it appears to be heading to the east. Where do we need
Towards
to face?
town?
No, town is to the north. Let me just find the right map I need to put you on. Is it this one? Yeah, this one. Okay. So you're currently somewhere here on the map. And this hexagon here is effectively a hill. On the north side, what you could tell are burial mounds, a lot more ancient, a lot older and more ancient than the graves you see on the west side around here. And you see that the steps are going across the north side of the hill that you're on, and you see that it's heading that direction over the old burial mounds.
I imagine that I would kind of track the footprints a little bit, just to kind of gauge if it's going the same direction, how far it seems to went. Um, I I mean, I guess depending on how far the tracks go, depends on if we like set out on a journey to find this thing right now or whatever. But I would start out just by following those tracks for a little bit and finding out, seeing if it's anywhere close.
Yeah, you see that the young man that you're with, who I don't believe you've got the name of yet.
Isn't it Tom?
He's. Oh, did I tell you the name? Yeah, Tom. You see that Tom is nervous, but anxious as well. Yeah, Damrod, you lead the group, following the trail using your survival skills. Followed probably by Rook, who also was able to catch onto the trail. The trail leads around the north side of the burial mounds, and as it gets around the north side of the burial mounds, let me just move the token. you see it begins to head in a more southeasterly direction this way.
I'm gonna kind of turn to everyone else and just mention it looks as though it's turning south.
What is south from here?
Do we want to set out and hunt it now? I'm okay.
Yes.
I have what I need.
Well, Brooke seems to want to do that.
I mean, it's pretty dark. Do you think it's wise to be traveling this at night?
I hadn't thought about that.
I mean, Damrod looks at you and says, "Rangers travel at night at times.
Oh,
It's not
oh,
as safe, but if we must, we must."
I mean, it seems like the troll is leaving for now. I mean,
But the fact that he was up here at all means he could come right back.
And he wouldn't have had much time to leave between this young man coming to the Prancing Pony and us returning. He couldn't have gotten that far.
sure. I mean, if if this is the same troll that's been digging up the graves prior, that means he'd be back. Would we want to lay a trap or something? I don't really know how this adventuring thing works, but it seems like ambush gives us a proper advantage.
Well, the fact that he doesn't know that we're following him is advantage enough.
Okay, fair enough.
We could
I'm with you all.
we could sit and wait at the graveyard and see if he returns, and see how many travelers he may have killed along the way, or see what remnants of a town is found on him when he comes back, if he returns.
So Darrad,
All right,
how about this? Aurelion and Marikar will stay here at the grave and set maybe a trap. You and I can push forward, see if we can find him, and maybe bring him back this way to the trap.
If you think that's best, leaving
No, I'm asking your opinion.
2 of our members behind. I think if we're potentially facing this menace in the dark, we need to be at full strength.
We do have the weather warnness up the road on us.
I suppose we could use a breather until he returns.
well, Damrod made a good point. If this troll is ravaging towns and villages and travelers on his way, it seems like maybe it does make sense actually to maybe take care of the problem now.
That's correct. And if he's spent a year getting this close to Bree, then surely he's going to be bold enough to go after a smaller settlement.
So he must be tracked and taken out.
It sounds like it.
Everyone give me a shadow roll again.
Shadow lore.
Yeah. Might as well.
Shadow lore or shadow roll? A shadow.
Oh.
Lore.
Okay.
Shadow lore.
I don't like D20 today.
You got to be shitting me.
There it is.
Exactly.
There it is.
Look at the opposite of that, though. Look at the opposite there.
Yep.
Ray, Aurelion, now that you're sort of caught on to the fact that this is a troll, you know that trolls cannot be out in the daytime.
Mm,
They cannot be in the direct sunlight.
okay. Trolls are not able to be out during the day, so it would be wise to catch it during the night when it can be out because it's more than likely going to retreat to a cave somewhere we won't be able to track it. Or we could attempt to track it through the night, corner it, but who knows what reinforcements it might have wherever it's decided to take up camp.
So we go quietly.
Go quietly. Did I glare at Marikar?
Quiet, yes, quiet. And he zips his mouth, but he buttons his mouth because he doesn't know about zippers.
Let us move.
So you want to continue to try and track?
I'd sure like to try and track.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd sure like to be stealthy.
Yeah. Okay. Um, all right. Give me. All right. I want you all to give me a roll each, but it has to be a different roll each. So you can't
Hmm.
roll the same as another
I vote.
person.
I call stealth.
I call nature.
Perception.
Survival.
Or can I do athletics?
Yeah.
Can I use an inspiration on that? I believe I have 2.
You can.
You got one at
Yep.
the beginning of this too, remember?
Oh, so now I have 3.
Oh, come on!
I'll take it.
Okay. So what we got?
I'm using my inspiration as well.
Okay.
There it is.
I will not stand for the shit rolls today. I will use inspiration.
Okay. Aurelion, you're looking at the landscape, and what you're doing is you're sort of seeing the natural courses that people would or someone would walk along in this landscape. So you're looking at how there's a slight dip, and that's the easiest place for you to walk along if you're traveling in this direction. Rook, you're scouting off ahead, trying to make sure that you're not ambushed. Damrod, using your survival skills, you're able to continue to track the footsteps of this creature, and you are able to progress on. Let me just move this, and you come down the east side of the slope, and the land is pitch black in front of you, a sea of darkness and nighttime. What would you like to do? You want to continue to press on?
Yep, sure. I do.
Yeah, let's do it.
Give me, another set of rolls, the same rolls again.
You can't see me.
Nice roll there, Nathan.
Well, I used advantage and it got worse. So
Oh no.
But as a group, you had 3 passes. So Nathan, if you want to take back that inspiration, you can, if you wish.
I don't know if you should take back that inspiration. It's kind of dirty now.
yeah, I'm gonna. That one betrayed me, so I'll eat it.
Okay, so you same thing, Aurelion. You're looking for the natural ways that people might travel through the landscape. Rook, you are scouting off ahead, doing your best there. Although, Damrod, you have lost the trail at this moment in time. However, Marikar, you hear behind you and to the right, some what you thought was some movement, and there's a rocky slope just to your right hand side, and a few pebbles just loosely tumble down and skitter down towards by your feet.
Marikar would quietly whistle to try to get. Do we still have a torch on?
Yeah, 2 torches. Well, I hope so.
That'd make it a little difficult.
It would make.
He would whistle towards Damrod and kind of like motion up towards the rocky slope and not say anything. And he would take out his hand axe off his side.
Yeah, I'll look that direction, see if I see anything.
Give me a perception check. You pause, you look up. Are you holding the torch, Damrod?
Yes, I believe I was.
Perhaps you lift the torch up, flash it around a little bit, trying to extend the light out as much as possible. You don't see anything.
And as he does that, I'd like to look around to see if I can spot maybe, or if I know where Rook is possibly, and kind of do the same thing, kind of nudge up towards the cliff. If he sees me, I'm not sure where he is. I probably can't see him.
You know that Rook has is off in front of the group somewhere.
Gotcha. Well,
Would I have seen what he was talking about, or my different direction?
Give me a perception check. This is to see if you heard the whistle. There you go. Rook's got the hot rolls at the moment. You would have heard the whistle, maybe paused and looked back.
I pause and I look back to where he was whispering at, or whistling.
now would you have seen Damrod kind of show his torch over in that direction, or would that be a little bit of a reach?
No. Again, it as long as he heard the whistle and looked back at the group, whatever happens with the group, it doesn't matter if he's like 20 feet or 120 feet. Like, because the source of light is where the light is, so it doesn't matter sort of how close you are to it. So yeah, he would see Damrod like waving the torch around, trying to illuminate what's above you.
I would start to creep over to the direction that he was kind of nudging at, looking, like kind of, non-verbally pointing me towards, and I'd start creeping that way.
Okay. What was your stealth roll for the last one?
My stealth roll was it was a 19.
19. Okay. Yeah, you begin to climb up this slope somewhat. You have to go a little bit wider, and you begin making your way up. And you begin to climb up a little bit to get above the height of the party. What would you like to do?
Look around, maybe to see maybe what he was hinting towards.
Okay. Give me a
peek over the hill.
Yeah, give me a perception check. What's everybody else doing at this moment in time?
I'm just keeping an eye on Rook, making sure he doesn't get hurt.
Okay.
I got this.
I'm looking
Rook,
towards Marikar and just I don't see anything up there. What are you pointing at? What do you see?
How far away is Damrod from Erikar?
I imagine you're pretty close, 10, 15 feet from each
Yeah, I
other, maybe.
imagine I imagine we're pretty close.
Well, I didn't know kind of how we were doing it. We don't really talk about distances or anything. I guess it's not always necessary. But he would like try to whisper. But if he whispers too softly, he'd motion and speak with his hands as well. But he would say, I heard something up there. And then he'd say, rocks came down. I think something's following us.
And you sent my cousin up there to look for it?
He can see.
He can also bleed.
And Marikar would look to you and he would say, if he has any trouble, I don't expect him to face it alone. I'm sure he'd come down here and let us help. Would he not? Like questioning?
I'm just gonna keep an eye on Rook, even more so than I was before. Like I was looking at you, and then I just like shoot my attention right towards him, like not blinking, not doing anything.
And by this time, I'm kind of peeking over, looking.
Yeah,
over
so
the hill.
you're at the top of the ledge, and you're looking down at your group just below you as you're sneaking up the edge. And you reach the top where there are several groupings of boulders, almost like piled together on the edge, leaning against each other, right on the edge of the cliff, almost above where your group has stopped at this moment in time. There's some large rock formations up here as you get closer.
As I see the rocks, I'm gonna look around to see if I see somebody who may have put them there. What's up here, trying to stay hidden.
Yeah, using your perception check that you rolled, the 22, you don't see anyone other than the rocks that are up here. Do you get closer to the rocks at all?
Yeah, I'll get a little closer.
You start to get closer, edging closer and closer, and a smell starts to come to your nostrils.
Do I know this smell?
It's not a common smell to you, but you've probably smelt it before, and it was when you were hunting in Mirkwood with your kin, and you came across an animal that was killed by, well, it had been shot by an arrow, and it had died, but because it ran off and died of its wound after being shot by this arrow, then obviously no one found this and recovered this shot. But this animal died slowly, and it was in the process of decomposing. Maybe it was shot a few days ago, and it's the smell of death, a decomposing body.
I'll start to kind of try to follow the smell while, I guess, not being too loud or obvious.
Yeah, you're again, we'll keep your stealth check. You are creeping closer and closer to the smelling as you go, and you're getting closer to this sort of these rock formations, and the smell's getting stronger and stronger. You look around, and you still can't see anything. What are the other three doing?
Marikar would be kind of waiting around, and like, how long has it been since we've been kind of halted here?
Um, I mean, you haven't seen Rook unless Rook deliberately tried to show himself to the group.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, I
and
mean, I'm not sure if, like, as far as Marikar knows, he's not even sure if Rook even noticed what he was doing. Um, but Aurelion saw him go up and mentioned it.
Did I?
Well, because you said, oh, and you send my cousin up there.
Yes.
Okay.
yeah, we'll say that Aurelian was able to see Rook begin his ascent up the side of this sort of slope above you, but you haven't seen him since.
Yeah, Marikar would be concerned that it's taking a little longer, and he would ask Aurelion, "Do you see him at all? Should we head up that way?"
Kevin, can I use this to see if anything weird's going on?
Why don't you read that, Ray?
Chat can read that.
It's kind of cut off in the screen because that's a bit long for that little square.
While they know not the hour or manner of their death, those doomed to die often have a sixth sense of sorts when it comes to the presence of shadow. They may not know exactly what is behind this feeling, but they can sense its presence grow stronger or weaker. The doomed to die can usually tell, for example, whether an orc band is an isolated raiding party or a larger force being driven by something more sinister, or whether a nearby ruin is steeped in shadow.
Okay. You have an uneasy feeling. You're tracking a troll, so it's an uneasy feeling, and you feel that something's not right. It's just a gut instinct that you're getting at the moment. You don't know what it is with this troll, what it is with the situation, what it is tracking this troll. You're not sure. You're just getting an uneasy feeling.
So when Marikar mentions, like, should we do anything, Aurelian doesn't even respond, and he just walks towards this and tries to climb up after Rook.
Are you going with like a sense of urgency, or are you just kind of
Yeah,
okay?
it's not like frantic, but he definitely does seem very worried.
Damrod?
Okay.
Uh, hmm. I'm gonna probably follow Aurelion up.
Mm-hmm.
What's Tom doing?
He's sort of towards the back of this group, and he's sort of nervously like looking around. Has Tom got the other torch, by the way? Or
Yeah, I think so.
yeah.
Mhm.
So like he's waiting to see what you guys are doing. He's been quite fidgety all this time. He sees you climbing up or move to the cliffside, and you're just about to look for some handholds, and Damrod moves over alongside you as well. Um, Rook, as you get closer to the point where the smell is pungent, you think you're like really close, and you're looking around. All of a sudden, there is a frantic explosion of movement in front of you, Rook. The rock that you were right next to, that you were creeping up on, all of a sudden, like I said, there's an explosion of movement as it just flings wild arms out knocking the stones and rocks that are on the edge of this cliff forward and
By this,
over the edge.
by this time, I yell, try to get their attention to move.
As the rest of you look up, and it's only like maybe 30 feet above you, but you see the movement above you. You see these rocks tumble and loosen and fall towards you all. I want everyone apart from Rook to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, all right.
Yay!
Wasn't
Could've been
expecting
bad.
that one to go
First
that
time ever.
No, pass maybe.
Maybe.
Jeez.
Okay. You are going to take half of this as these rocks and boulders tumble off over the edge of this ledge and come rolling down towards you in a flurry of activity, buffering you and battering you as you are able to pin yourself close enough to the edge or roll out of the way. But you take 6 points of bludgeoning damage, all of you, except for Tom, who takes the full 13. As one of these boulders, stones, hits him pretty firmly, knocking him down and like knocks him over even.
We didn't like technically do a long rest in the town, right?
No.
Okay, gotcha.
We did take a short rest and roll hit die while we
Mhm.
were traveling. I don't know if you noted that or not.
Yeah, I got that.
Rook, standing just feet away from you, we'll say 10 feet away from you, all of a sudden, this large grey troll erupts, pushing and knocking these boulders off the ledge to your companions. It immediately reaches down and scoops up a body, and it looks like it's about to turn. It like looks over the edge before it turns and goes to run. It hasn't noticed you. What would you like to do?
Shoot it in the back of the knee.
He was an
Okay.
adventurer.
Okay, yeah. You quickly pull out your bow and you shoot it with advantage.
Because I'm attacking with advantage, it's going to also get another d6 of damage.
Yeah, sneak attack.
And d6.
It's already on there, mate.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, I've already set it up for it to roll the sneak attack for you. Yeah, the arrow shot. This thing's like 10 feet from you. You shoot it and it hits sort of the back of the knee, but it looks like it's got some thick hide, and it stops and it spins and turns around to look at you. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I'm probably going to disengage and try to get away from it, closer to the group, and have them come up the hill so I can not get murdered.
Yeah, the rest of, by the way, the rest of the group are knocked prone by the boulder.
Oh shit!
You only take half damage, but you.
I'll drop back just a little bit, and that will be my turn. More of a disengage.
the troll turns, sees you moving. It's gonna pick up a large stone. It's gonna throw it at you. Does a 18 hit you?
Oh,
Yes. Yes, it does.
Right. You will take 10 points of bludgeoning damage as this large stone is hurled at you, hitting you as you are beginning to move. But the troll continues to then dash away. Well, not dash, but run away from your position after throwing it at you.
Why are you running?
Why are you running? What are the rest of you doing?
I'm trying to get up I'm trying to get up so I can get up towards this thing.
Marikar is also scrambling up the hill here, cliff.
Tom is screaming out in pain. Ah! 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 My arm! I think it's broken. Ah!
Give us just a moment to catch this thing and then we'll set it.
Damrod?
Damrod is gonna get up and try to head up there as well.
Are you gonna just try and climb up, scramble up?
Yes.
All of you?
Yes.
Is this like a sheer cliff, or do we have a way that we can go around and get up quicker?
It's not a sheer vertical cliff. There is like a slight slope to it. To go around it, you're probably going to have to move 60 feet and then, go up another, probably 80 feet, something like that, to get to the point where it is. Where it's like a 30, 40 feet slope.
I'll give it a shot. I'll try to climb it.
Okay.
Same.
If you are wishing to climb and scramble up it, you're going to need athletics checks. Nice, Aurelian.
Okay, Aurelian.
I've
That's
always
with
got
a-
a 0 because I'm proficient.
Yeah, that's with a minus. That's with a -2 strength score.
Howdy.
Yup.
The elf doesn't
Um,
have to climb. He just hops from like rock outcropping to rock
Yeah.
outcropping all the way up.
Listen, the only reason he passed that is because he's desperate to get up there.
Yeah, you are. You will have to dash to do so as well, because it would be half movement to get up. So, for your turn, all three of you are able to scramble to the top, where you would see Rook just to your left, recoiling from this boulder that had just been thrown at him and hitting him.
How far away is the troll right now?
It's like 30 feet, 35 feet from probably 35 feet from your position.
We can't attack right now because we dashed, right?
Yeah.
Oh, did we get all the way up?
Yeah, you got all the way up,
Okay, gotcha.
but you had to use your action to dash.
Mhm.
So
Right.
yeah. Oh, Charlie's gone.
I think I got hit with a boulder.
He did get hit.
He did.
I mean, he hasn't got a weapon on him, so he has to do something, and it's just fitting that it's Charlie that has already been hit by a boulder before, recently in one of his other games.
I thought you meant IRL.
It's always
Yeah.
he's always having flashbacks in this game.
Yeah.
Easter eggs.
So how are we feeling about leaving Tom Bombadil behind down there?
He's fine.
The bottom of the hill with the broken arm.
He's
and
okay.
He's fine. We'll come back and set it.
I mean, Rook's not looking all that great either. He's just
Yeah.
taking 10 points of damage.
Yeah,
It's
And
okay.
that-
I've got
and that-
the sad music queued up. It's fine.
And that was if you look at them rolls, that was 2 low rolls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Look, I am more concerned about Rook right now than I am some rando.
He's the guy that's got your
Yeah.
information, though, Ray.
Yes.
He's
And
not
that's
gonna
why
die from a broken arm.
I mean, there could be
In-
wolves
informa-
out here. You don't know.
in information that no one's actually asked him about yet.
well, I was planning to like butter him up by like going along with this ghost hunt, and then I'm gonna squeeze him for information.
I was planning to butter him up by almost getting him killed.
I didn't kill him.
I said getting him killed.
I didn't get him killed.
The troll is going to turn and see the 4 of you get to the crest of the hill and stand up. It is going to roar. Ah! Puny folk you are! Flee back to your hole, or I eat you now. Rook? Is Charlie back or is Charlie
Charlie
no.
looks like he's not going to be able to be back.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh no. Every time we get into combat with this guy.
Yeah, I know, guys. I'm sorry for whatever reason. This dog is bleeding, and I gotta take him to the ER vet right now.
Oh no.
You're fine, man.
All right. Well,
You're good. You're good.
Good
bud.
luck. Hope
Get him taken
everything's
care
fine.
of.
Well,
All right, guys.
Holy shit.
Okay.
Kevin, can you be Rook?
Yeah, I can be Rook.
Rook faints.
No, we need
Um,
him. We need, like, 3
Rook
people.
Rook is going to take out. He's gonna. How dare you, foul beast!
Good Charlie impression.
Yeah. And Rook is going to take another shot at this troll, trying to aim for a soft part as best as possible. Missing. And then he's going to bonus action, run and try and hide somewhere where this troll can't see him. He thinks he's done a good job.
Solid stealth.
The troll, Rook dashes behind some rocks and boulders out of view of the troll, so the troll can't see him at this moment in time. So he's going to turn, look at the group. He's going to pick up another rock, and he's going to throw it at. Right, Aurelion, you're going to be 1 and 2. Damrod 3 and 4. Marikar 5 and 6.
Dang it.
Aurelion.
You never roll low.
He's going to throw this rock, this boulder, at Aurelion.
I'm looking at that those 2 natural ones up there after Ray says you never roll low.
Look, D20 loves, or rather Roll20 loves, oh jeez, loves Kevin.
Yeah. That is going to be 19 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ooh. Yeah, that hits Aurelion and like knocks him down, and he has to struggle to stand back up, and he's bleeding from several places.
Yeah, you get hit by this boulder, and the troll continues to run, move away the opposite direction, away from you lot, or from you all. What are you doing?
I would like to shoot him with my short bow.
Okay. The troll now is about 70 75 feet away.
Can I back up like 5
Sorry,
feet so I
65.
can?
Sorry, 65.
Okay. Can I like back up a little bit so I can get 80 feet of distance and then shoot?
No, because you're right on the cliff edge.
I
Okay.
mean,
So do I?
you could like jump backwards and just shoot really fast while you're in the air.
I'm not Rook. I can't do that.
You've got like 3d6 of damage left in you, right?
I've got 2 HP. So by definition, no. Okay, so would this be a disadvantage since I'm too close?
No. Again, like the only time you'd be at disadvantage is if you are within 5 feet of a creature when you use a ranged weapon,
Okay. I thought I had.
or if you're past the initial 90 feet, which is on your weapon.
Oh, it says 320.
Yeah. So as long as you're further than 5 feet, but closer than 80.
Gotcha. Then I'm gonna shoot this thing. Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Thank you for giving that to me and not Kevin.
Yeah, because that would have
That
brought
would
you
have
down.
killed me.
Yeah. The healer is down.
Again.
You nail this shot, and it gets him like just in the back, in the side of the neck, and it sinks in, but he just like brushes his hand away and breaks the shaft of the arrow, and he looks like he's just going to continue to run on.
I will just drop a little bit, like clearly tired. You two, close the distance. I'm staying back here.
We can't chase him through this. We gotta find him another time. And Marikar would kind of stand in front of you, possibly to take a hit if another rock comes at you. We're outmatched in this darkness.
There won't be. If we're out here fighting it again, it's gonna be darkness, regardless.
Marikar, Damrod?
Yeah, Marikar would just look at Damrod.
I was looking to see if we had any gear or not. It doesn't appear so.
It's whatever you would have on your person. So whatever you think you would realistically have on your person after leaving the tavern, after leaving the inn, that's what you've got.
Yeah.
So whatever you think you would have, that's what you can say you have. And it sounded to me like you left your equipment and your bags and stuff back at the tavern, but maybe you brought it with you. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think I have what I was looking for, even with my equipment. So, what I want to do is not going to work. I'll pass this torch. I'll pass this torch over to Marikar, and I'll just quickly hold this and pull my longbow and take a shot as the troll's kind of turning and running.
Okay, this will be a disadvantage just because it's outside of the torch's range.
Of course it would be.
The arrow flies, but misses what you can tell.
Okay, we can't allow this troll to just run rampant on the countryside, but we can't leave the two of them here, and we can't face it with just two of us. Maybe best to leave this fight for another day.
Could you track it in the daylight?
I could try.
Well, let's get back to the boy then. He's in a lot of pain.
You sound as if you're in a lot of pain. I don't know if you're going to make it down the hill the same way we came up.
I'm fine. Don't worry about me.
Marikar would go to scoop you.
Can we make like an opposed athletics check to see, or an opposed strength check? Because I need to know how badly I fail.
So, like, if he's going to use athletics because you're defending against it, you can use acrobatics.
No, I want to do bad at this. Could I do like a strength saving throw, so it's extra bad?
Whatever you want to do.
Cool.
You can choose.
Still pretty good.
Bruh, a
Yeah.
negative 1?
Yeah, but the 16's good. You just try to pick him up, and there's just so much resistance.
If there's that much resistance, then he would just put you back down, and he would say, "Can you walk? Like, can you make it back to safety?"
Of course, I can walk.
Rook comes out from behind his hiding place, and the troll. You know what? The troll's gonna throw another stone at disadvantage. Listen.
Okay, that's good.
Aurelian does jump at the sound of that.
Aurelian jumps back into Marikar's arm.
The troll throws it, and you hear the exertion of it, and it sails. It just literally sails over Marikar's head, and you just duck just in time, Marikar.
Yeah, and Marikar would use his body to like cover Aurelian.
Rook comes out and sort of moves over to you. Aurelian, are you all right there?
I'm fine. Are you okay?
You don't look it. And like his arms like hanging loose, not broken or anything, but you know it hurt him pretty much, and he's maybe holding his ribs a little bit as well.
This was a fool's errand coming out here when we're not fully rested after all that time on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Marikar, I will concede. Maybe
Wow.
let's return home back to Bree as safely as we can.
We got to go get Tomothy.
Tomothy, yes. Tomius.
Marikar would kind of slide down and grab Tommy.
Kevin, is there anything I can do with my healer stuff to like make him a splint or something?
Yeah, if you think you've got that stuff on you, then yeah.
Well, like I've got bandages, and I can surely like pick up some twigs and stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, okay. Splints are easy.
Yeah.
You've got some arrows. You can probably knock together, put together a few arrows.
How many arrows did I use? Did I use 2? One. Okay. I just wanted to make sure for my count. I will get him patched up. Maybe do something to stop some of my own bleeding, and then we can continue on.
Yeah. Do you want to make a roll? See how well you heal him up?
Sure. Just straight medicine or hands of the healer?
Whatever you want to use. Okay. You can add an extra D8 then on your hands of the healer.
Okay.
Are you going to spend the 10 minutes as well? Because if you spend the 10 minutes healing him, then you probably didn't need that medicine check. But
yeah. Well, how late is it exactly?
Oh, it's approaching midnight.
Okay. I won't. I'm just trying to go for a quick fix because we need to get back to town before it gets too late.
Mm.
And we got a long way to go.
Yeah. Just roll your hands of the healer then. See
Oh,
what
sure.
it is. Yeah, his arm isn't broken. He's just claiming that it is.
I see this and I just kind of shake my head. It's fine. Put some pressure on it.
He was very wounded, as wounded as you was. Oh, as wounded as you are, shall I say?
Yeah. Look, it's not as bad as you're making it out to be. If you let on like it is, then people will start to feel sorry for you, think that you're weak.
Yeah, at that he straightens up and I'm not weak. I took most of that damage. I took most of those then. And he's like holding it across his chest. And I imagine the rest of you are all down there as well now.
We'll come back for this tomorrow. You should stay in, Bree, when we do, though.
I think so. Oh, and then no, I'm going to come with you. I've got to come with you. A good night's rest will be fine. Yeah.
Do you know how to fight or track?
I know how to fight. I can fight. I can survive.
I mean, your arm popped a little bit and you claimed it broken.
It's normal, right? I hit by that boulder. Of course it's going to hurt, right?
It'll hurt, but not as much as a broken bone.
Marikar would look at him and say, "We will come back tomorrow. You are staying in Bree." And he would try to intimidate him to do that.
Okay, give me a roll.
Mm. I'm actually going to use inspiration on that one.
How do you roll that the nat one twice though?
Ooh.
Okay. He sort of backs off. Oh, all right. Okay, if you say so. But he definitely is scowling at you.
Look, you've got no horse in this race. You'll be fine in Bree.
He nods his head at you. All right. Did that thing really? What was it? Was it really a troll?
It was certainly a troll.
Sure wasn't a bear.
Sure wasn't a ghost either.
Yeah, Maracai, it was definitely bigger than a bear.
Way,
Twice
way
the size
bigger.
Of a bear.
I've seen some pretty big fucking bears.
Yeah.
It wasn't green either.
Aurelian, this troll was bigger than the troll you fought at the bridge with Rook as well.
Yeah, I figured that thing was fairly easy to fight. This thing, it packed a punch. What color was the one at the bridge?
Like a grey green.
Okay.
Obviously, difficult to see what color this was.
Mm-hmm. Are we gonna go ahead and head back to Bree then?
Yeah, if you want to. Damrod, as I'm guessing the guide, give me a survival check.
We're lost.
it takes you the best part of the rest of the night to find your way back. You guys are limping, finding it a lot more difficult than you found actually getting to this point. Tom maybe isn't helping. Aurelion, you're still banged up as well. Rook is hurt and probably complaining about it also. Because he's never probably been that hurt before.
Aurelion's definitely giving Rook less of a hard time than he is Tom. Like every
Yeah.
time Tom is like complaining, he's like, "Oh, pipe down."
You arrive back in the early hours of the morning. So late in the morning, I guess, or early in the morning, that the sun is beginning to rise off in the west, above the hills, above the horizon, towards where the Misty Mountains are in Rivendell. You see the sky beginning to alight as you see the gates of Bree. You see the dike, the hedge, the causeway, the gate, the lights of the lanterns that they have.
Damrod, might it be wise to let that Grand Marshal know, or Grand Warden know about what's happening outside of Bree?
Yes, I think that's a good idea. Though I hate to think of others being hurt like we were, but as I
Would it be
said, we can't let it just roam.
Perhaps we could amass a little bit of a following. If you know him, we could potentially bring up the fact that this would definitely help him become warden. He seemed egotistical enough to where that claim might hold some weight. Whether he has the skills to back it up or not, that remains to be seen.
This could very well be his time of testing. This could be his test. This could be what seats him in the position he wants to be seated in. Or it could very well be the situation that proves he's not worthy of that seat.
Either way, it's benefit to the people of Bree. Either give them a very strong warden, or weed out the competition for someone better.
Either way, someone must know it. This troll can't be allowed to roam. If I must go out and help track, I will.
I will turn to Tom. After we deal with all of this, I would like to speak with you privately about your uncle. I believe he may have had some information that I was after.
That can be
He
arranged.
he turns and looks at he turns in his head and looks at you, and he narrows his eyes at you, Aurelion, and he almost backs off. What do you know? What do you know of my uncle? What do you need to know about him?
My father and your father and he were adventuring companions. I just wanted to know a little bit about another adventuring companion of theirs, a dwarf named Gron.
You knew my uncle. You knew of my uncle.
Not I personally. My father knew him.
And he's looking very suspiciously at him. Give me a deception check.
Oh, I'm gonna use inspiration on that.
Okay. Why should I tell you? Why should I tell you anything about him? Do you want his map?
His map? What might that entail?
And he looks at you with a confused look. You're not after his map. His map's mine. He said I could have it.
Would you at all be interested in letting me take a look, maybe copy it? What did it lead
No,
to?
it's my map. It's mine. My uncle gave it me. He said I could have it. I haven't got it though.
You haven't got it?
No, I thought it was with. I thought it was with my. I thought it was with my uncle's things, but I can't find it.
Is that perhaps why you went to the graveyard? You were hoping it was buried with him? They said you didn't go to his funeral. Why pay your respect now?
He looks a little bit sheepish. That you've probably hit the nail on the head. You have to be somewhere. I looked all through his things, couldn't find it. My dad wouldn't tell me where it was. So it must have been with him, or he must have hid it somewhere.
So nothing about this was about honoring your uncle. It was only to get this so-called map that leads to a treasure you're not even sure what it is.
Of course, I wanted to honor my uncle. He was my favorite uncle. Well, he's my only uncle, but he used to tell me all sorts of stories of adventure. And he told me that, he didn't tell me I should be one. He said I should listen to my father, but he was so good. He had so many adventures and exciting stories. I just wanted to share them, and I wanted his map so I could see where his adventures was.
So that is curious too. He said you should be like your father, listen to your father, and yet you claim that he gave you a map that you have no idea where it is. It
Give me
sounds-
an insight check.
Okay.
You can tell that he was definitely lying about his uncle wanting to give him a map.
You've told several lies in this conversation. The only real conversation we've had, and you do not feel any remorse for that? What kind of man are you that your first impression to someone is lying about genuinely everything?
Not a liar. He's got to protect what's ours and our families. What's going to be mine?
And do you at all know what this treasure that is supposedly yours is?
Gold. My father had, my uncle had loads of it. He helps us out a lot at times when things got difficult in the winter and we had no money. My uncle always went and found somewhere.
Well, let me ask you this. If you take one hit from a troll and you are immediately incapacitated, what makes you think that you would be able to obtain this map that supposedly has treasure on it and go into the wilderness to find it? Do you think you're the sort of man who could handle that? You barely handled this conversation without breaking a sweat.
I can't fight a troll if that was really a troll. But I'm smart. I'm cunning.
Are you? Because all you've done is tell lies that I could easily see through.
Yeah, I am, and I'll prove it. And he once he said he proves it, he turns and sort of runs over to the gate and uses his good arm. Harry, let me in. Harry, let us in. And the guy that let you out peers over the gate. Oh, Tom, is that you? You back late, I see. All right, okay. I'll open the gate for you. And after a while, short time, the gate gets opened, a crack for you to come in. The guy on the gate, you've just heard Tom calling, eyes you suspiciously as you pass by.
I'm just keeping an eye on Tom.
We heard this conversation, right?
No, I'll leave that down to you because that would be how close she was to them.
Definitely not trying to hide anything, unlike
just
some people.
Just to make sure I didn't miss that, like Aurelion pulled him off to the side or something.
Oh no.
I'm gonna kind of like try to get Aurelion to let like Marikar. It doesn't really matter if Marikar hears, but kind of let Tom get ahead of us a little bit, so that
He's definitely pacing off away from you now. He's like looking back over his shoulder, pacing off away from you, limping a little bit.
Do you think that this boy may have had a hand in digging up some of those graves?
Difficult to say. I didn't see. Did we see any shovels?
Say that again, sorry? Shovels.
Yeah.
I
believe they call them trowels in England.
No, call them a shovel. It's you got to have a shovel and a spade. A spade is for digging. A spade is for digging. A shovel is for shoveling.
Okay. Did they have any spades?
You didn't see any at the graveyard. But you give me an intelligence save. But you do remember that he chucked his bag outside of Bree when he retrieved the torches. He sort of, as the road from Bree hits the main road, there was like some hedges just off to the side, and he was digging around in his pack and stuff there, which he hasn't retrieved.
How far away is it?
Well, if you've come through the gate, then it's obviously out the gate again. It's not far.
I will go back through, and when I have to go back through the gate, oh, excuse me. It looks like Tom just left something outside. I thought I should retrieve it for him.
Oh, has he now? You and he didn't seem to be all that pleased with each other. In fact, it seemed like you were troubling young Thomas.
No trouble at all. If you don't believe me, I can go grab the pack, give it right to you. You can give it to him.
And again, like he's trying to look through under your hood. We don't quite like strangers around here. Old Tom here likes to know everyone's business. For the good of Bree, it is. What business do you have here?
Oh, my father knew old Timaeus, and I thought I should come and see what sort of legends were true about him and what sort weren't. Distressing that he's passed.
Oh.
I believe that me bringing it up may have upset old Tom.
Is it like that? Is it? Strange one Timaeus was. He used to go out adventuring, they say.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he used to go wandering and looking in all old graves and stuff.
Found all sorts of gold and treasures while he was out, I heard.
That sort of thing's strange and troubling around these parts.
Perhaps that's what really upset Tom, me bringing up all these crazy things his uncle did.
Well, if you wish to go out, getting light it is, won't stop you. And he opens the gate to let you out, shuts it after you.
I will reach down to grab his bag, and with my back to everything, I will gently look through it and see what's in there.
Yeah, you make your way down to again. It's probably a minute or so down the track, and you get there, and you can see that there is a shovel. There is a spade there for digging up. For digging there.
Any map in there? I doubt it, but
looking through, no map.
Okay. I won't.
There isn't any dirt actually on. Like it doesn't look like it's been used.
I won't take too long. I will gather it up, head back to the gates, and hand it over to Harry, just to prove that I'm not trying to take anything from it.
You get back to the gate, and like the gate's shut. Do you knock on it or call out or anything?
I'll just knock. A little too early to be yelling.
No answer.
Harry, could you possibly? I've returned with Tom's pack.
Where are the rest of you, by the way? I'm just going to assume Rook's gone with you. Whereas Damrod and Marikar when Aurelian goes out?
I think if Rook goes with Aurelion, then Damrod will stay with Marikar.
Okay.
Well, so if what time is it?
It's like early morning, first light.
Sunrise.
Yeah.
Yeah. If Rook went with Aurelion, Marikar probably would have found a place to go sleep. He would trust Rook and Aurelion to be able to handle themselves.
Yeah, so I imagine you start heading back to the inn.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll accompany Marikar in case he starts feeling faint again when he gets to the inn.
Yeah. Thankfully for Marikar's sake, the town is quiet. But as the sun rises on the horizon, you begin to hear the cockerels crow. And you start seeing one or two people coming out of their homes and begin to wander the streets. Not many. It's quiet.
Marikar would
sorry.
just real quick. Marikar would just be saying good morning to everyone as he passes by.
Yawning, I imagine.
Yeah. Yeah. Good morning. Oh, good morning, you too. Good morning.
Bruh, don't even.
Aurelion, no answer.
He's just looking between Rook and increasingly louder pounding on the doors. We've had a long night. Would love to go to that inn and get some rest. Faster you let us in, faster we're out of your hair.
Eventually, after much banging and shouting, the head of Harry appears above the gate. Oh, you're back, are you then? Sorry to pop away to the privy, as they say, you know. What is it I can do you for?
Believe it or not, I would like to come back into Bree, as I told you just moments ago.
Oh, and what was it that was your business again?
Well, right now I would kill for some sleep, considering we've been out all night. I have 3 different people's blood on me and 5 different people's sweat. And I believe I owe you this. I will roll up my sleeves and show him like where I've gotten scrapes.
No, what happened to you all? Looks dangerous.
The roads are
Causing
dangerous.
trouble, have you?
What roads are dangerous. Some mountain folk, some morgues. Nothing we couldn't handle, but boy, does it feel bad.
Not sure if we want such troubling folk in Bree.
This guy. I will hold up Tom's pack. You want this?
Oh, it's not mine. Say it's Tom's, did you? I'll let him know that you found his pack for him then. Maybe he'll come and get it off you later.
You know, it sure would be easier to just open the gate and grab it, rather than having to let it down later and having him come all the way out here and then to close the gate and then have him reopen the gate.
Aye, but you see, it's my business to keep trouble out of Bree, you see. And seems like you lot get into trouble. So, I'm not sure if I should let you in.
We get into trouble outside of Bree. There has been no trouble inside of Bree, hence why I don't have any scars that are from Bree.
And he's trying to look under your cowl again. You can't see because of the angle at all.
I want you to know I'm like 5 steps away from just mind spiking this guy and going inside. The older Ryan would have done it.
You hear
I feel like Rook is just cracking up at this too.
Oh yeah, probably.
you hear on the other side of the gate, "Morning, Tom. How's things there?" And he looks back. "Oh, we've got visitors at the gate. We have. Not sure if we should let them in. They seem like they could be trouble." And shortly after, like, another one of these gate wardens, I guess, appear, looking over the gate. "Tom, what do you mean?" "But Harry, what do you mean? These are the ones that were with young Tom yesterday."
Yes, I've mentioned that a few times.
"Oh, I know they were with young Tom. I know. But well, look, this one's got, both of them have got blood on them, and young Tom came back, and he didn't seem best pleased with them." Enough of that, Harry. Go on, you're done for the night. You go sleep. You was with young Tom, right?
Of course.
And young Tom has come back, right?
Oh, he happened to forget this, and I just thought it would be very helpful to go get it for him. But your poor companion there, so sleepy. He must have completely forgot why I came out here and closed the gate behind.
He disappears. His head disappears, and you hear the bar on the gate begin to shift and open. And he says, "Don't mind old Harry. He's awful cranky in the mornings, you see."
Oh, and I apologize if I happen to have a little ilk in my voice. I'm awfully tired too. Been on the road, up all night. Could really use some sleep. You said Tom was nearby, was that correct?
"Oh no, I haven't seen young Thomas. Probably headed back home."
I see. Will you return this to him, and I will hand him the pack. And
the shove and the spade. Aye.
and tell him that he's not really the digging sort.
Looks question like.
Just tell him. Just say that came from his friend who went out with him earlier. He'll know what I mean.
Friends already, are you? He's a troubled lad. He is.
Oh,
if you don't cause trouble like he does.
Oh, never.
Did you hear? He's supposed to have carried his uncle's body to the grave, but he didn't even show up for it. Didn't even honor his uncle.
So unreliable.
No, you can tell him. Say that again.
You know, we only have
his father more. He does.
We only have so many loved ones, so many relatives, and we should show them as much respect as we can during this life.
Aye, and old Tim did look after them. He was a strange one as a lad, Tim was, but he looked after them all. He did. Bailed them out of trouble often.
I bet he was just itching for old Tim to die so that maybe he could grease his palms a little bit.
Tom used to look up to him. I don't know about that. It's a strange mind you have there.
Oh,
stranger.
Just ignore me. Just greasing the rumor mill. I'll be off then. You take care.
Aye, okay. Don't cause any trouble then. We'll be watching you. We will.
Wouldn't dream of it. All I want right now is some rest and a bath.
I guess you'll be at the inn then, right?
That's correct.
Aye, well. Have a good day. And he's got like a kettle helm on. He kind of pulls it down, and he goes into like the little hut that's just off to the side of the gate.
And I will just storm off with Rook to the inn. All this nonsense.
Aurelian wants to speak to the manager.
You got close there, man.
So, is there anything that you would like to do before your rests, everyone?
Bath, please.
You get back in the morning, and old Barleyman is there. Not too busy, but he's good morning there. Out all night, have you? Would you be making these wanting those rooms now, would you?
I think that we all need those rooms now. Thank you. And I think at least
very well.
some of us may need a bath as well.
Very well. We'll get your room set up. Now your bags, you left them in the parlour, and we've had them took up to rooms anyway. Just one room. Wasn't sure what your sleeping arrangements were, but they're up there waiting for you. I'll get Knob to take you up there. Would you be? Yeah. Would you? Are you all sharing a room, or are you having your own rooms? We've got a few left, you see.
I imagine we'll need at least a couple.
Aye. Well, if you've been out all night, I'm sure you'll want to rest up. So, Knob comes running through the door. Yeah, what's up? What do you need? Oh, you're back. Oh, hello. Rooms? Aye. Very well. Come on, this way. And Knob will lead you off to your rooms where your packs have been taken.
How much are the rooms?
I did post, I think, in the chats. A fancy room. So the company size room per night is 2 silver. A fancy room per night is 5 silver. Yeah.
Okay. Marikar would offer to pay for the rooms tonight. Just normal rooms.
I'll take you up on that.
Yeah. So he was thinking we do 2 rooms, just double up.
Well, also, you remember this, that Rook and Aurelian don't sleep, so you could probably even get away with 1.
Yeah, but like...
Yeah, you and I could sleep, and the 2 elves could sit there and stare at us all night.
Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, it is sitting, relaxing.
Yeah, but you keep your eyes open.
Yeah, still, like lying down is definitely more relaxing than sitting.
Well, I just figured maybe y'all would want just like a little bit of space.
That's fair.
You remember that scene in where Gandalf is sleeping with the Valantia? That's how you meditate, right?
No,
I'm sure that Nate,
I haven't seen.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm sure Nate knows that reference.
But yeah, so Marikar would pay for 2 rooms.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, if you're doing that, if any of you guys need a bath, I'll pay for that.
I would love a bath. Marikar loves baths. I have just decided.
He's never had one, but he loves them.
No.
Never in a tub.
Yeah. We just always went down to the creek.
Yeah,
he gets a bucket and dumps it on himself.
Yeah, he would look around and he goes, so wait, you have to pay for well, I guess there isn't really a creek anywhere around here. Where do you all take baths?
I just Sorry, I just pictured Marikar when we said something about baths, like going out to the street and trying to get like in one of the horse water troughs.
getting butt naked as well. It's not
Yeah.
Oh
like
no.
it's
He
not like
walks
they
out of the
it's not like they care in the countryside. It's just like
Yeah, true.
yeah.
It's
He
clothes
doesn't
are
even
more of a
Marikar just walks out
formality.
naked.
he doesn't even get naked outside. He just walks out of the room with like a cloth and starts walking. And Marikar's like, or Damrod's like, no, we're not having this.
I don't know why, but when you said go out to the street, I didn't think about the water troughs. I thought he just walks up to with like a bucket and sits in it. And somehow he completely sits himself in it like he's a cat.
Well, there are stables here, so like I'm sure.
That's hilarious. Yeah, so basically, Damrod has to teach Marikar how to have a bath.
Yeah, I'll leave that to you, Damrod. Does he know
I'm
about
not
self-
teaching you. I'm telling you where you have a bath, and then you can figure out the rest by yourself.
No, but listen, he's gonna be confused. He's gonna follow you and be like, okay, but what do I do with this? Wait, where does the duck go?
It's gonna turn out to be that scene in like Shanghai Nights where they're doing shots in the bathtub, like in the metal bathtubs.
Nate,
Never seen it.
Mixed
I forgot
Nuts
Nate
just
doesn't
said,
watch movies, so
Nate, Mixed Nuts just said horse trough bath. You're gonna poison the horses.
Point of inspiration for Mixed Nuts.
Point of inspiration. Mixed Nuts, you can
Picking
reroll.
hair out of the horse's teeth. Right. I think with that, we will I think wrap up the session for tonight.
We
Um,
tried combat.
Well, again, I didn't want it to be a direct sort of combat session. It was more of an event that happened rather than
Right.
a full-on combat, especially because you rolled a 2 on your d4. That totally alerted the troll to that there was someone looking, and that allowed the troll to think, oh, I'm being followed, in his very simple but cunning sort of instinctive way.
Yeah, for sure.
And then just found an ideal spot to try and ambush her.
Well, it was a damn good spot.
Hmm.
If only we could see in the darkness, that would have been a little better for us.
Well, some of us can.
Well, not all of us.
Yeah, not the ones that need to be close.
some of us,
Right, yeah, the ones that need to be close.
yeah.
But
I mean,
that
we
was
got
fun, though.
at least we got out of the tavern. I mean, we had to come
That's
back,
true.
but we did
Yep,
get out
that's right.
in one session.
So actually, point of inspiration for everyone. We did
We just
Mhm. Point of inspiration to the Prancing Pony for not keeping us there that long.
And we had Ray throwing her hands up last week, going, "Oh, where's all my dead end? I've just got a dead end there." Like,
Yeah. Well, I knew that was Aurelian. I had faith in Kevin that he was gonna give
Oh
us a
yeah,
new
for sure.
Yeah.
I
Excellent.
I love that you looked at the guard that didn't want to let you in the gate, and you literally said, "I could kill for some sleep." Like I'm just picturing that guard like locking the other 6 locks that he hadn't locked yet.
Mhm. I didn't say
He's like,
kill. I don't think I said kill.
Oh yeah, you did.
100%.
Yeah.
Listen, maybe Ray needs to kill for some sleep. Maybe she's very tired too.
The guard was like, I don't know, you could be a troublemaker. And Aurelian said, man, I'd kill for some sleep. I also have 3 people's blood on me.
I mean,
In retrospect, maybe not the smartest.
And 5 people sweat.
And
Okay,
5
that's more
people's
acceptable.
sweat.
I couldn't have had old Harry Mugwort die, because he's the one that greets Frodo and the other 3 hobbits in the Lord of the Rings.
Is that the same Harry that was giving us trouble last time?
Oh,
This was an
no.
old guy. That was a young lad.
I need to like rewatch this and see if he gave the hobbits that much trouble.
Yeah, you don't see much in the film, but in the book, yeah, he gives the.
Gotcha.
But that's because of things in the books.
Well, yeah, because there's like 50 years between like the book and the movie that they just never went into, or something like that.
Yeah, there's when Bilbo leaves and the start of sort of Frodo leaving. There's quite a bit of time. It's not 50 years, but it's a good few years goes by where Frodo's just chilling in the Shire. You're muted, Nathan. Still muted.
You can do it. Use your words.
Push some buttons.
It's more effective if you use your mouth to talk instead of your mind, Nathan.
Can you hear me now?
Nathan or Nate?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, sorry. I opened up one extra browser and on my computer and everything crashed for a minute. So that's why, because I was unmuted, it just, my voice mod wasn't picking up my mic yet because everything crashed. I totally forgot what I was saying. Oh, he's the one that I was trying so hard to get Kevin to let me say the line last session. Our business is our own. Because that's the guy. That's the guy.
Yeah, that's the guy. All right, Master Hobbits.
Our business is our own.
Yeah, that's it. Underhill.
All right.
Yeah.
Anything else? Anybody got anything else?
Yeah. 2 weeks.
Anything,
we shall be back.
Anything to plug?
I don't necessarily have anything new to plug. As always, I keep saying I have a podcast, but I also keep keep not uploading anything. But we've been working on a lot of stuff recently. Let me see. I'm streaming tomorrow, so that's
Nice.
exciting.
What are you streaming?
I'm thinking I'm gonna do so. I'm probably gonna pop on early in the morning. I'm actually in the middle of working at the specific times, but 7-ish in the morning, possibly, and then I might be back on around 4 p.m. Eastern time as well. So in the morning, I'll be playing some Overwatch with a friend of mine, Yo George. You should follow him. He also streams, so we'll be streaming together there. And then later in the day, we were going to do a video podcast with Jarl, Nate, and Erasmus, but that's going to have to get rescheduled. So I was thinking I'll find a game to just kind of play around on. But yeah, so that's what I got going on. And then the podcast it'll be coming back. You know, we'll do a first podcast of the year here soon, I'm sure. I just got nothing really going on while I'm at work. So, but yeah, that's all I have. So tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern, and probably maybe 7 a.m. Eastern if I can work that. I'm not sure about that one.
What about you, Ray? When's your next stream?
Yeah.
My next stream is going to be on Saturday. I don't know the time, but everyone's going to want to watch it because I'll be playing Hatful Boyfriend. I'll be smooching some pigeons. And that'll be fun.
Yes.
That's the plot. You are the only human in a population of just pigeons.
That sounds like loads of fun.
I am excited for your wild games that you play.
My wild goose chase.
Your wild pigeon chase, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a weird game. I played a little bit of it before.
As far as this channel, the the schedule is going to likely change. Well, it's going to have to change. Not for this game. We should be fine for this game, but my like regular streaming is going to have to change. It's probably going to be on the same days. It's just going to end up being later because my work schedule is fixing to change, and I'm going to be working 4 10s instead of like 5 days a week. So I'm going to be working longer shifts, and they shifted our hours back for the center, so we're going to be opening later, which means I'll be getting off later. So we'll see how that works. We'll probably end up streaming most nights around 8:30, 9 o'clock, something like that from now on. Except for, like I said, this stream, and this stream has its slot. We were doing this before I started the job, so when they decided to change the hours and make the new schedule, everybody was like, "Yeah, Nathan has to be off by a certain time on Wednesday because he does his stuff." So this is carved out, so we don't have to worry about this one. But the other days are going to have to change. Times are going to have to change. So everyone be prepared for that.
So, question: when I come and visit, April, are we gonna do a session of this live?
That would be cool.
I mean, we could attempt to figure out how to do that.
I just had a terrible idea. What if we put we got a round table and then we put a camera in the middle and then we rotate it like that 70s show style?
Low key, I'm not mad at that.
I mean, legitimately, if we have a location to do it, it wouldn't be.
I mean, we could do it at my place.
Wouldn't be that hard.
If everyone can get here.
Possibly.
I think the most difficult part would be just making sure that we have good audio.
Yeah, and Charlie would have to figure out a way to get to us.
He can join remotely, or Kevin can pay him to fly up here because
Yeah, because Kevin has the big bucks.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Pounds are worth more than US dollars, right? So as long as he brings all of his pounds over
probably.
Yeah.
Are they worth more than eggs?
Jeez, don't get me started on the fucking eggs.
All right, I think Ray redeemed Guide the Raid,
Yes.
but
Yes,
I can't.
We are exploring Chris.
Don't say it like that.
Don't like that. I can't. I can't open up a new browser to
do
raid
you need to submit
to raid the
thing?
normal way I do. So I'm gonna try the command instead and see if that works. So we'll see what happens. Because that's what I tried to open the browser for earlier, and stuff started crashing. So.
Oh jeez.
Can I send you the link? Would that help any?
No. As long as that username is his username, it should work.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So we'll try. If you guys want to hang out after we throw the end screen up, for a couple minutes, participate in the raid, you get the channel points, and you can help support some fellow streamers.
Boop, boop, boop.
I gotta go wolf down a hamburger real quick and then jump on your all stream for some Death of the Deities. And I gotta be prepared because you're all killed off my love interest last week, and that's how the session ended. So I've got to deal with that when we start. So that'll be fun.
I will try to make it, but I have food to eat.
You can watch the VOD later.
I can watch the VOD later.
You should. These last few sessions have been just amazing. So, but we'll be back with more Middle Earth in a couple weeks. I'll see you guys in another
specific timers
dimension.
Woohoo!